is crazy. All right, Todd. We got Todd up in here now. We're gonna go ahead and go to this last segment.
Let's do it.
All right, reparations.
What's good, everybody?
Yeah, the nigga got a DeMarcus account now. It's crazy as shit. All right. So, like, I kind of prepped them up a little bit for it, but you know, you always can do it better than I can. So it seems like we've been getting a little bit of hope, a little bit more of hope when it comes to these reparations being passed, because I don't want to say the wrong thing, but you know, basically it seems like Chicago has been making a little headway. So could you basically inform the chat a little bit more of what Chicago has been able to accomplish thus far?
Absolutely. Once again, it feels good to be back. Shout out to everybody in the super chat and the comment section. And we could raise a glass, y'all. A Chicago suburb by the name of Evanston, Illinois. Anybody that want to type it in while we going through this, y'all welcome to do so. Is the first city in the United States to pass and provide reparations to their of freedmen residents within the city of Evanston, Illinois, which is like, from what I read, 12 miles north of downtown Chicago. So it's within Cook County, just like Chicago, but it's not technically the city of Chicago. No, just like most major cities, they have smaller towns and cities outside of the major city. And they're the first to do it. So to everybody who said it couldn't get done and it wouldn't get done, now we have this receipt to present to them to say it has already been done. Reparations has officially been provided in United States, but not by United States. So that is a distinction. It hasn't happened on a federal level. It happened on a local level. So shout out to everybody in Evanston, Illinois. I think my prediction will probably be Asheville, North Carolina, or LA may be next. And now all cities, counties, and states throughout the nation have a model that they can use from that Chicago suburb, Evanston, and then you can adopt and drop whatever you like and don't like about what they did to provide reparations for their residents.
All right, so just so that we can get some more clarifications for the viewers, this what the reparations that's been passed, tax-paid dollars was used to have this one done.
Yes.
So now could we dive a little bit deeper on what exactly these people were have received? And if I'm not mistaken, I think maybe what was it, like 3,000 people thus far has received it?
Yeah. To the strength of my memory, I want to see around 3,000. As of this podcast, they provided reparations in the form of home mortgage payment assistance. So let's say you already have a home, and whether you're struggling or not, if you were descendant of American freedmen, descendant of American slaves, they would provide home mortgage payment assistance. Let's say you ready to buy your first home. They would provide the down payment assistance. Most homes, you got to put down 20%. So they would provide the down payment. The city of Evanston, Chicago suburb, would provide you the down payment into that home. And on their city website, they're letting it be known that their reparation program is evolving. So this is just their rollout. And you know, some critics, when it first took place, you had some critics, and that comes with the territory across the country. All right, let's see what All In. Shout out to All In. I remember All In from Texas, Evanston, Illinois, Chicago suburbs. Yes, that's a fact. All In. That's it. Hey, we all got smartphones. We could type it in and see it. We could use the receipt for ourselves. So yeah, Jane, back to the question. Yeah, it's mostly in the home. They're helping, I guess, the home buyers and the people who want to buy a home first. So that's their rollout. And for the critics who are saying that's not enough, that's why we're using the term rollout. It's just the beginning. And it's right there on their site. They're letting you know, no, we got more in store. This is just our rollout. But the thing we should be able to raise the glass to, talking to Black America, 40 million of us across the country, we got it done. Nobody, so when you hear somebody say it'll never happen, that's no longer true. It has happened, but it only happened in a small town Chicago suburb called Evanston, which provides the rest of us a model to use in our cities and counties and towns, wherever we are.
Yeah. And yeah, of course, you know, especially dealing with niggas, we don't always say there's not enough. Unless they just give us a huge long sum of money, then we're going to say it's not enough. But like you said, it is a start, right? You know,
right?
No, it's not federally funded.
It's not federally. Right. Whenever it's done on the city, county, or state level, it's not federally funded. It is using the taxpayers, and nobody said you couldn't use the taxpayers' money. That's just the main complaint from the people who don't want us to get reparations. That was throughout my life for the past 20 years. That's been their number one complaint. We don't want our tax-paid dollars going to those Negroes' reparations. So, in our pursuit of research and learning how to navigate through this, we learned that on the federal level, they don't really use tax-paid dollars. This is the U.S. government, the U.S. Treasury. They print the money. Think about that. Cities, counties, and states don't print their own money. You can print the money on the federal level, but there's nothing wrong with the city, county, or state using tax-paid dollars to repair what was broken. Go ahead, Jamie.
Okay, so I must say though, I think that is pretty big. I need to look a little deeper into, you know, the requirements and stuff like that, because, you know, making, you know, a contribute to first-time home buyers, you know, deposit, like the down payment for a house, that's pretty good, because, you know, it gives you equity by purchasing a house, and if you do it the right way, I mean, it can be beneficial. Now, do I think that's enough according to what everybody's been through? Absolutely not. But
right,
it's a start, and
it's
then,
a start.
You know, right, and you know, it's like what we kind of talked about before. What's going to end up happening is once enough niggas gets wind of this, they're gonna start going to their respective cities and be like, "Well, we ain't getting that. You know, we deserve that too. This happened to me. That happened. You know, that my granddad and stuff was enslaved and stuff." And you know, it's gonna start putting more pressure on the other, you know, cities to do something about, you know, the descendants of slaves in their own city.
Right on. Absolutely. That's the best part about it, if you ask me, because how many times have we heard it'll never happen? I mean, from the highest level on down to the low, people who don't want us to get it, that's their way of psyching us out. Oh, it'll never happen. Go get a job. It'll never happen. Yeah, what you mean we go get a job? We built this country for and haven't been paid for it. That was part of the job right there. You know what I mean? So it happened, and it's getting bigger and better. You know, and like you live in a city where your city council looks like you. We know all skin folk ain't kinfolk, But if you live in a city where you kind of got the advantage to get it done. So let's say Jackson, Mississippi, Memphis, Tennessee, Jamie. Y'all, from what I understand, y'all got predominantly majority blacks on y'all city council. Memphis would qualify. This would be a great time. You got Trump coming through there. So all it takes is somebody to present the case. Hey, which one of the commissioners?
Oh, I was gonna say, you know what? You right. It's the perfect time. Like he all the stuff that he's bringing in right now. We're like, look, Trump, you want to bring in the National Guard and all this shit that you bringing in. Well, how about actually giving us some real resources to, like, be able to give these YNs, as y'all calling them, something better to do and something to look forward to, and maybe the crime rate to stop. Because this is the thing. You're trying to put down force to prevent some of the crime, which I'm not necessarily, opposed to. But at the same time, it's not just that, it's not just that we got a crime issue. Some of it is linked to not enough resources being in the city. Like, it's crazy. Me and Fakita was speaking on this yesterday. She was saying in her side of the neighborhood how they had, centers and stuff like that, communities and stuff like that in their side of town to be able to go to. I was like, bro, in my side, we ain't got this shit. It ain't no, we don't have like, what's the, like, we got a YMCA. They really don't nobody go to, and they charge you to get up in there. Most of the folks ain't trying to pay to get in there. And we had like I said, this one little gym. We had this one church actually that has a gym, but it's only open 2 hours, 2 days. At least during that time it was. So like, it don't really give the people enough to do to really not want to do crime. Most of the crime rates are always up during the summer. Why? Because now they're not in school and it's hot outside and there's nothing else to do. So they get into shit. So you got to give these people more things to do and then give the parents more resources and finances to be able to put their kids into after school programs or activities in the summer. That way they won't be committing so much crime. So are you willing to do that side of it to prevent crime opposed to just always, just trying to do it with brute force?
Right. And before, let me see, I'll read a comment before I reply to what you're saying. D say it's a good start. What up, D? It's a good start. I think property and education is a good route. Absolutely. We should also get free college education or vocational training. Fully agree. All ins agree with D. DeMarcus Vaughn say, would getting reparations hurt the military funds? DeMarcus, I don't know at all. I don't know. I can't connect them. Those are separate cases, bro. I don't know what us getting reparations got to. I don't know how that would hurt. Jamie, you got something for that?
I was sitting here thinking on it myself. I'm like, I'm trying to think of a way that it could potentially hurt.
Those are oranges and apples. Those apples and oranges. Now, speaking of the military, I mean, like Jamie just said, they bringing the military into Memphis, and you wasting tax dollars to do that, or resources to do that. And Memphis, just like any other city, urban city, we smart enough to know that at some point y'all got to leave. Okay, so we're going to pipe it down. We're going to tone it down until y'all leave. I mean, does it take a rocket scientist to figure that out? So Trump come do his...
I was so thinking that. I'm like, yeah, they're going to chill out until they see them tanks until leave. And they're going to start that shit back.
Right. Until his military parade is over. Until his National Guard parade. So it's just his show of force. His military parade didn't get the turnout he probably expected. And I'm not bashing Trump. I'm not here to bash him. But like you said, Jamie, bring the resources. Like, we need the resources. It's time out for all this throw off, trying to, get people to focus on other things. If you want to make this nation great,
give us the resources we need to do it. Right?
Yes. And let's do the right thing. So, yeah. Let
And then, you know, it's so many of the folks be
What else
trying
you
to say,
got?
y'all need to stop looking for handouts. Stop looking for handouts. I get where they coming from with that, but at the same time, they're not the same group of people that's saying that. You're not looking at that you had a handout. Even though it may have happened way before, you had a handout. When 100 years ago, your people was enslaving our people, making them do, you know, work for free, while they were sitting there getting fat off it, creating generational wealth from it. Now you're directly benefiting from that. So that was your handout.
That's right.
Now you're way ahead of our people, and y'all constantly putting your foot on our necks whenever we do try to come out. So you got to think about, you had your handout. Now you're saying you don't want us to get our quote unquote handout. So that's what this whole thing is about. Now, for the black people that was able to dig their way out of it, hey, congrats to you. That's great. But that still doesn't mean there wasn't, you know, there wasn't some wrongdoing that was done that needs to be corrected, and it needs to be. And I like what D was saying with the you know,
and shout out
free education thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah. And you know, to clean, I like how the Chicago suburb rolled it out, because that helped get some of our people off the streets. It helped people keep their homes. And then, as you said with the comment D made, I'm sure they're gonna get to the education part. You know, with college education to help raise the vibration, help raise the knowledge that we need to maneuver through this world, this country. You know, so yeah, it's done. Like we got the model, and now we just got to make it happen where we are. It may take some cities longer than others, just like the. Oh yeah, here's another point. Because I actually texted you some of the information yesterday. So they're using the cannabis sales tax to fund these reparations. That's a key point.
Glad you brought that out.
Yeah, that's a key point to make. The initial program is funded through. I'm reading the text now. It's funded through cannabis sales of American slaves. This Chicago suburb has already distributed $6 million to 300 eligible residents for home payments, first-time house purchases, plus other forms of support. Eligibility to qualify. Recipients must prove their American heritage, lineage to the ancestor resident, which means, so Jamie, let's say you and me have a grandmother, which I know we don't. Let's say, I'm not sure if it qualifies, if it's like an auntie or uncle or something like that, but let's say our grandmothers lived in that Chicago suburb, and let's say they've already passed on. If we were willing to move there, we would qualify for reparations based off what they call ancestor, what is it called? Ancestor resident.
So the part,
so it's an ancestor resident. I mean, it's a person that's no longer here, but that's your ancestor, and they used to be a resident. Descendants to move to that, you would have to become a resident to qualify for it.
All right, Talia. Wish you good luck in court. Also, Ali, the reason why I highlighted this comment, I wanted to say, appreciate you getting rid of that that bullshit that was going on in there. I didn't feel like looking through that, really trying to figure out what the hell was going on. So I wasn't trying to get distracted. But yeah, they definitely was taken away from the show because people are, looking at the comment section of the bullshit that Shay Wu was creating. Like just childish, stupid shit.
But
go ahead. I was gonna just read.
No, I was gonna say, just adding on to what you just said, that reminds me of what we kind of mentioned last show about the what they're calling the affinity economy and the affinity community, where you got you building your group, Jamie, and your people they taking care of that stuff for you. And that's the difference between what they're calling the affinity economy opposed to the creator economy, to where we're a community now. And y'all done brought me into the community. And that's how we look out for each other. If it's a troll in the comment section, get them up out of there. They here to distract us from what's important. And you are that Jamie, you already doing your part. So you got people in the comment section taking care of that. Hats off to them. Super salute to them. Yep. So that's pretty much what's going on. We could pretty much kick it, for the rest of the time we got left. I think we hit all the main points. Let me go back through my notes. Yeah, I think that's about, and it says at the bottom, the types of benefits available include, okay, oh yeah, here's something I probably should read too.
Is that,
all right,
if you look at the screen,
Evanston,
if you see the screen up here, if you can direct me to where to go, I can pull it up so they can read along. Is it on this particular?
Let me see. I think, okay, oh yeah, that's the site. Oh yeah, this info, that's the official city website right there, right?
Right, it is.
All right. So that's a big enough receipt there. I think the one I got these notes from came out of an article. And I took notes of like some of the most important points. So I'm trying to write that article down again, because what you showing everybody an hour later, that it's an official thing. That's a public government website. It ain't no faking that. So we
already DeMarcus, we already said we're actually not sure on that one, because I don't really see how.
Yeah, Marcus, that's apples and oranges.
So
it's
yeah,
about,
like I said,
right now with the generations that's alive, in the United States right now. It's about holding the country we grew up in, our grandmothers, our great-grandparents, and ancestors grew up in. It's about holding this country accountable. We need all thoughts. One person, a small group can't do this. We need everybody equipping themselves with the knowledge so at least they can hold the conversation. At least they can stand their ground and defend themselves and defend us as a community in a conversation of somebody trying to talk us out of what our pursuit is. This is our pursuit of happiness. We want homes, we transportation, we want a higher quality of living, and we deserved it because we built. Jamie, back to the point you made earlier. That's when Dr. King made his pivot, and we got video proof of this. Dr. King made his pivot when he learned that all these Ellis Island immigrants were given. So when you made that point about handouts, Jamie, you were spot on. All them Ellis Island immigrants were given. Yeah, those were handouts. They were given land, they were given homes, they were given property to develop. So it's all reverse psychology, party people. Don't let these people psych us out. We 40 million strong. We 47 million strong with our Caribbean immigrants and African immigrants, whether they with us or not. But let's say they not with us, we still 40 million strong across the country. And we got to get on code. We got to get on the same page. Shout out to the FBAs. Shout out to the American Freedmen. Everybody that's doing this work to get this, not to get it done because it's already done, thanks to Evanston, Illinois. Now to get it, just like the cannabis, how some cities and counties and states legalize cannabis and others haven't, you can kind of look at reparations like that. It's going to take some states longer than others. It's going to take some cities longer than others. But the motto has been set. And it's up to us to make it happen.
For the reparation plans, does it also include descendants from Black Wall Street and other towns that suffered the same fate? That's a good question, too.
You want me to take that one, Jamie?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so D, and I appreciate you, D. Great question. D, come with the all right, so D, yes. To give you a short answer, yes. They're going through it right now as we speak. Black Wall Street Tulsa, Oklahoma, has their program. Like if we type that in, as we speak, they're already in the process of getting it done where they are. So that's becoming the trend, and beyond the trend is becoming a movement of cities and counties across the country and states throughout the nation saying, hey, Jamie, like you said, once it catch on, like, oh, Chicago got it done? Oh, New York, now New York want to outdo Chicago. I mean, LA want to outdo New York. And that's a good competition. I'm all for that competition. Like what Chicago did, if you don't think their reparations is enough, then Memphis, LA, New York, Miami, boom, let's be competitive with who got the best program. Who developed the best reparation program. Shout out to Miami Gardens, and thanks for Jamie, who has one of the highest populations of black residents. That should be a walk in the park to get it done in the city like Miami Gardens.
Yeah,
90%,
90-some% black
American population.
Yeah,
that's a walk in the park. That should be a piece of cake for them to get it done. You know, and we all have to equip ourselves with this knowledge and information, because they can take out a visionary, they can't take out the vision. And if all of us see the vision, if all of us understand what the plan is, how can they stop it? Let's go.
So D, you know, another thing I think, because I think a lot of it start with, you know, these things start with America, the black Americans. If we were to start this up, and let's say we were to be successful at this, because Caribbean, you know, descendants also, you know, clearly went through slavery as well with their own people, depending on what, you know, particular island it is. So I think if America was to, you know, finally right their wrong and give us ours, the Caribbean, I think it'll be a ripple effect. You know, they'll be like, hey,
yeah,
they'll put pressure on, you know, they oppressors from back in the day to want to, you know, like, hey, y'all see our black American brothers and sisters got theirs in America, shit, we need ours. That's how that shit would work. And then, then if we had more nuclear power, because more, you know, we had more finances, we had more nuclear power, especially with our Caribbean brothers and sisters that do live here in the States. I would believe, I know I would be 100% in you know, support of this, but I would say a lot of other American blacks here would say, hey, our Caribbean brothers and sisters need theirs. We'll put pressure on them to be like, hey, tell France to get them their shit. Tell Spain to get them their shit. They need their shit just like we got ours.
That's right. Yeah, all in say my grandparents had 12 kids. There's a legion of us. Could we petition for our family? If that's interesting to petition. If you want to petition for your family, you might have to find out which plantation your family came from. And my family, we actually know. So that's a different approach when you're trying to, and those people, as our fellow white citizens love to say, a lot of those people are dead and gone, which they are. So that would be difficult, because if you track down the family of their descendants, they're like, hey, we didn't put, you know, that's what our great-great-great-grandparents did. We didn't do it, so we're not giving you a penny. And that's why we're going after the system that allowed it to happen. You see what I'm saying? So when it's a personal case, that's a little different. But if it's a system, the government's number one duty, the government's number one job is to protect their citizens. Did they do a good job protecting us, even after slavery? Let's take slavery out the conversation.
I think we all know that's a profound no. We know that. They definitely did protect us.
Right. So that's why we're charging the system, not the families of the people who come from, you know, the slave master plantations and all that. And even people like to say slavery was so long ago. Okay, even if we wanted to take slavery out the conversation just for their ego, knowing that we're not, but we'll take it out the conversation from their ego, you still got systemic discrimination from the moment after slavery all the way up until this day. You got people, you got the Jim Crow generation that's still alive right now, the civil rights generation, our parents and grandparents. We got to get, well, I'm not going to say got to get it done. Epstein got it done already. But we got to further the cause while they're alive, because there's people still alive that can say, yeah, we had to go to the back door to get our food. We had to ride on the back of the bus. So you still got people, and it goes beyond that. I mean, the most recent history is kind of like the police brutality, you know, the racial profiling, the Federal Housing Act, FHA, where they discriminated on us buying houses. All of this stuff is after, it's post-slavery. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a battle, a struggle, but the righteous is on our side. The creator of this universe is on our side. So we just got to keep, you know, moving forward. Let's see what they got, Jamie.
Why can't they apologize to Mike Lee just like he apologized to me? That's what I mean. Oh boy. I mean, support. This would end this long going feud if you just did it. Because I'm getting tired of it.
All in say it's getting sketchy around, but that's as far back you have to go, all in. If I've made it back to the 1850s on my mama's side, which lands us in Georgia. So if you said, wait, working on it now and it gets sketchy around 1850s. Think about this, all in. The Civil War didn't pop off until 1861. If you can get back to 1850s, when I need to understand what you mean by it's getting sketchy, because that's far back enough. In California, they're saying you only got to get to 1900. If you can get to 1900, you qualify in the state of California. So if you can get back to 1850s, which I can empathize with you on that. On my mama's side, we can get back to the 1850s. We got grave sites, tombstones in Georgia with our family members, which means they was in Georgia 10 years before the Civil War started. So you in Texas, right? And yeah, certain cities, counties, and states gonna be tough. You in a tough state. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna hold you. Texas is gonna be a tough one. You know what I mean? But hey, we still should support each other across the country as we get this done. And then as the momentum build, it's just gonna be unstoppable, y'all. You say, what I got to apologize to Mike for? I didn't even do shit. He say, free Mike Lee. The market time getting out. Boom, boom, boom.
Time out when you timed him out because the timeout wasn't justified in his opinion.
Hezekiah say, I mean, we was only 3/5 of a person after slavery. Right, we put up the case, our case for what we're fighting for is well thought out. It's a great case. They can't beat it. Right now, it's just a matter of them trying to hold us off as long as they can. You got the great replacement theory going on. You know what I mean? They feel like they're being replaced. But I really don't want to get political, but when it comes to the replacement theory, the Democrats weren't just trying to replace white society. They was replacing Black Americans too, because they feel like Black Americans were becoming too civically conscious. We was able to catch their bull crap as they was doing it. So they wanted to bring in more immigrants to build up a new base. So when it comes to that great replacement theory, that's just not limited to white people. That's limited to Black. Democrats don't even want to hear our calls when it comes to this. Shout out to the lady out of Pittsburgh. She did, present a new case for it. But for the rest of the show, Jamie, we can just kind of kick it, man. I mean, just the fact that we are letting it be known that we got it done in this country. Eventually done. The credit goes to that Chicago suburb, Evanston, Illinois. They're the first city in the nation to get it done. And now it's just a matter of seeing which cities and counties are going to get it done next. You got Asheville. You got cities and counties all across the country that's starting up their reparation program. It's just going to take time, to get it legitimized. And that's it. We don't have to hold them too long, with this show. Yeah. That should be enough inspiration and motivation to know that a city in this country got it done. So we passed hope. It ain't no more we hoping, it's done. We got it done. Now it's a matter of you can hate on Evanston reparation program all we want, and they can turn around and tell us, okay, but what you got going on in your city? Oh, you ain't even got the conversation started yet? Well, yeah, get back at us. I'm speaking like I'm from Evanston right now. Get back at us when y'all go get it cracking and come back when y'all got something going. Like we done passed ours and we already provide reparations. And again, I'm still speaking like I'm in Evanston, Illinois. They have the right to say that to everybody throughout the country right now. We got it done. You don't have to like program. Go create a better one to make us want to, if we're going to do the one-up thing, let's do the one-up thing to see who can get the best program. Yeah. What else you got, Jane? A win is a win, all in. That's what we talking about. And I'm not gonna lie, man. I respect power, so I do be a little hesitant to speak on the Jewish community. But here's a ideology, here's a psychology they practice. The Jewish community believe they have one backyard. And Black America need to adopt that ideology. What that means is, if it
you
happens,
broke up when you was giving the analogy.
If it happens to one of us, it happens to all of us.
Okay, so I was saying you kind of broke up when you was giving the analogy. So could you repeat that?
Yeah, from my interactions with Jewish people, they have this psychology where they believe in one backyard, which means the whole Jewish community have one backyard. If something happens to one of them, it happens to all of them. And I would love for Black America to adopt that psychology. So what that means, if Evanston got it done, the rest of us, and I know we've been programmed this way. And that's another reason we need reparations. We've been socially engineered to tear each other down. I mean, so we got so many reasons why we need it. You need a whole notebook to write the list. So it ain't even our fault. We've been socially engineered to tear each other down. So like all in said, let me go back to her comment. A win is a win. Mic drop. Yes, Texas is the most racist state. Right, all in. So it's gonna be a struggle in Texas, but just keep up with everybody else that's doing their thing.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I can agree with that one.
What you got?
I think Mississippi will like to hit step in the room with that one.
Yeah,
to say Texas the most racist, I don't know.
Yeah, it might be
Mississippi has that.
Jamie, the reason I gotta rock with you on that because they still got part of the Confederate flag on their state flag. Right? Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that.
Even Memphis niggas be wilding, but even we get some aggravate when we cross that state line.
Look at that! Wow, that says a lot. As much as you talk about how big and bad Memphis people are, that says a lot.
Them niggas don't be them white folks in Mississippi don't be playing with you. If
that says a lot.
Throwing the book at you was a person, it'll be Mississippi. Because I'm telling you, they gonna throw the book at you. They don't play, bro.
I done sat on the phone with you many days and heard how you talk about how Memphis dudes are different. So for you to say that about Mississippi, you saying even Memphis niggas get right when they cross that state line.
Yeah, we'll play around a bit. Mississippi too something like that. Cause them folks, like them, I don't know. It's just how they react to shit just different. They gonna bring. Now, they looking for a reason to get on your ass anyway.
Oh, yeah.
If you give them one, not only are they going to come a bunch of squad cars deep, when they do arrest you, they going to give you some harsh time if they can.
Yeah. Like you said, if throwing the book was a person, it would be Mississippi. That's what the whole and I know I've said this term a couple times already, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it again because I want to put it in more context. The Great Replacement, that was the whole strategy of the Great Replacement. Trump and the MAGA movement, they read the play, they caught it, and that's why they're doing what they're doing now with the deportations, because the Democrats knew it was nobody crazy enough to really go in the Deep South and challenge them people. So what they started doing was just bringing people over the border. And the main state, and I'm kind of directing this to all in, the main state they was targeting, trying to flip, was Texas. So that's why they was bringing, Texas connected to Mexico. Go ahead, Jane.
Yeah, because obviously, we know Texas got their heat too, but some of the times folks be thinking, I feel like Democrats feel like they got certain parts. You got certain things that's liberal in certain parts of Texas. They feel like, they can, to a certain extent, maybe do some stuff there.
Right.
Whenever election is coming, when it comes to Mississippi, even this, matter of fact, I think, if I'm not mistaken, remember I worked the elections when they come. If I'm not mistaken, during this presidential election, I think the first state that was decided was Mississippi. They already knew. All right, just put red for Mississippi.
Just put red for
it's they vote for red. You have no chance at winning Mississippi if you Democrat.
Exactly. And that's what a Democrat, that might be the beginning of their lives, because not only were they trying to flip certain states in the South, specifically Texas, they isolated our community, the Black community, and they was trying to replace us too with the immigrants. Like, hey, we're gonna develop a whole new base of immigrants. Forget the niggas, forget the rednecks in the South. And so I'm not trying to, I would never try to, create an alliance with Black people and rednecks, but we kind of got that in common. That, hey, they wasn't just trying to replace y'all, they practically replaced us. Our voices don't even matter to the Democratic Party no more. So anybody that's leaving the party, I'm not mad at you. I done pretty much left already. I ain't changed my registration card yet, but yeah, I'm out of there. I done left the party, hypothetically. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I feel you on that, Ollie, when you say Texas fake it in your face. California do the same thing. Yeah.
They say Texas fake. What y'all mean by that? Texas fake it in your face?
Like, as far as the racism, they'll try to act like they like you, but they do bullshit behind your back.
Texas do that? I thought Texas was straight up. They say though that the state slogan is "Don't mess with Texas." I went to college at Southern University. That's Baton Rouge, New Orleans. So that's right next door to Texas. So that's when I got familiar with that state slogan, "Don't mess with Texas." So you saying Texas fake with their racism? All in? I get California. I mean, California is known for the white liberals. So that's the difference between like a conservative and a liberal. A white liberal can tolerate Black people longer than a white conservative can. A white conservative don't even want to be around you, for the most part. This ain't a one-size-fit-all statement. A white liberal, as a statement y'all made, to kind of go along, fake it long enough to kind of get what they want out of you.
Yeah, and that's why I always say, for me,
like we started the third party already. You said we need a strong. Yeah, that's right. You say, I guess the key word is strong. We need a strong third party. Only the Democrats and Republicans get mainstream attention. That's a fact. But there are, Texas and Louisiana are definitely cousins. And you almost gotta throw Cali in there, because the Great Migration, Texas, and when you meet people from Cali out here, a lot of their heritage, their lineage tracks back to Texas and Louisiana, especially Louisiana. You got Louisiana fried chicken out here. You got Orleans and York. You got what's the other one? Harrows and Bells. All of them have New Orleans roots and Louisiana roots. So it's a big footprint from Louisiana, specifically in LA. Now I would imagine throughout. Y'all off the chain. Yes, my grandmother always told us that Texas is behind your back. Oh, I didn't know that. And less Mississippi up front. I didn't. So hey, you live there, so I'm gonna take it from you. Texas is behind your back, racist, and Mississippi is up front. All right.
Yeah, that Mississippi. But yeah, DeMarcus, we got to definitely. For me, I think Virginia is a strong number 2. I think it's Mississippi, then Virginia. It's crazy. My mama was talking about this like 2 weeks ago. My mom and my auntie, I think my uncle for sure was there. My granddad may have been there during that time, but they pretty much put it in the same order. They say Mississippi, then Virginia, the 2 most racist states.
Just a quick history lesson. Remember, Virginia is the capital of the Confederate.
Right. That's where the shit started.
And Jamie, you told me yesterday that most of the Civil War battles, I learned this from you yesterday, pulling up the took place in Virginia and Tennessee.
It did.
Bro, I've been to Virginia. I've been to Richmond, Virginia. They got Jefferson Davis highways, freeways. They got they got a Confederate museum in Virginia. So Virginia is definitely the
capital. I went out there, bro. I feel like a good majority of some of them houses I was seeing just looked like an old slave plantation to me, from what I was seeing. I was like, damn.
And Virginia, this is an opinion, y'all. This is not a matter of fact. I spent a few summers in Richmond, Virginia. I've never been a place where all the black people are like brown skin like me, which is the result of all of that race mixing. And I've been throughout this country. I've been to almost, not every state, I've been to a lot of places in this country. Virginia had the most brown skinned people, almost my complexion, than any other place I've been to. And what I learned from some of the natives there, it came from the historic race mixing. A lot of the race mixing that took place in Virginia. Thomas Jefferson, that's what Thomas Jefferson was. This nigga had all kind of, slave babies. You know what I mean? So it's a part of that American pie everybody love to, take a bite out of. It's who we are. It's on our watch to get it right. You know what I mean? We've never had the talk. Black families have to talk with our family members. White families have to talk with their family members. It's time for us to have that talk between black and white citizens. And let's just be raw with it. White people, let us know what y'all don't like about us, what y'all don't appreciate about us. We'll let y'all know what we don't like about y'all and what we do like. And let's move forward as a great nation. We don't have to be around each other like that. I personally don't care to be. All right, next subject. But yeah, I grew up.
Yeah.
Tell on myself, I definitely don't care to be. I will say this, growing up, I only embraced the white people that came around me. I will say that. I never looked for white acceptance. I never wanted to be around them like that. I'm speaking for myself right now. But if a white kid in school came around me, it was cool or whatever, I would embrace it. You know what I'm saying? But that's as far as I went with it. I understood the history. I understood them people.
I think we all on the same boat with that. I feel exactly the same. I never seek their validation, but if it so happened to come around somebody that was cool like that, okay, cool. White guy's cool.
Yeah. And it's time for us to have that talk, America. It's time for us to settle our differences and move forward as the great nation it was set up to be. Go ahead, Jamie. Let's see what the comment section talking about.
So what's important posted in here, that's my Instagram, the U.A.N Instagram channel. Pretty much because I got my personal channel that's attached under here. But this is the channel particularly for the U.A.N brand. If y'all want to follow that one, I guess I should start using that one more. That way I can start posting more, content on that channel as far as Instagram too.
So D can relate. Yep, a lot of my friends in Cali have Louisiana roots. And D, I want to speak to the comment you made earlier about now that you revealed that you are of Caribbean, you said you're second generation. Let me go back to that comment, Caribbean and African. D, this is my personal opinion. I believe Jamie might disagree, and I would love to hear Jamie's thoughts on this too. I believe y'all, when I say y'all, I'm talking about Caribbean immigrants and African immigrants. I believe y'all fell for the script. So when y'all got to this country, y'all was handed a script about how Black Americans are. And Jamie, let me try to make this example in like 30 to 60 seconds. Imagine a mansion being built, and the person who had the mansion built didn't pay the people who built the mansion. And now when you come over and you get a room in the mansion, you see us just chilling in the few rooms we got, right? And we just chilling, we ain't working. You're like, so the Africans and the Caribbeans looking at us like, damn, why them niggas just why we working and they just sitting around? Nigga, we built the motherfucking mansion. And the people didn't pay us to build a mansion. That's why we chilling. And I think that our African immigrants and our Caribbean immigrants, they got a script when they got here, and it was told Black Americans are lazy, and now you know why. Because we built the motherfucking mansion and we wasn't paid for it. So we in our rooms just chilling. All of us got rooms in the mansion, right? Look at America like a mansion. So we in this all these different cities, states, these are different rooms in the mansion. And we in this motherfucker chilling, doing the bare minimum because we wasn't paid for building the mansion. And that's what our Caribbean immigrants and African immigrants need to understand. We understand y'all was given the script when y'all got here. And we are a forgiving people. I went long enough. Go ahead, Jamie.
Yeah, I definitely, I mean, I don't know why you thought I would disagree with that. Why would I disagree with that?
You know how we do it. You know, in our conversation, you know how we do it. I be so, a program for you.
Not that one though. Yeah, we have a lot of disagreements. Like, no, absolutely, I'm not disagreeing with that because that's pretty much, I think, where a lot of us are at. I mean, I'm not saying it's an excuse to not work, but at the same time, after doing so much and then receiving pretty much little to nothing for it, some people like just get tired of that shit and be like, bro, fuck it. I'm just gonna chill, find a way to just chill out and not, because pretty much for the people that gets on, the people that wants to, find a way to work, still receive a good income, like for instance, fast money, pretty much. Still receive a good substantial amount of income while still, not doing a little work. I mean, there's no different from what the slave masters did. I mean, all they did was monitor all the hard labor that the slaves did.
Come on, Jamie.
And even today, they're still doing it. The people that are the CEOs and all that,
right,
that's what they're doing. So that's just mad at you for having your version of it.
Jamie, they do not want us to reach that status, bro. They do not want us as a community to reach the supervisor, what you just said, the managerial status. They fighting with everything they got for us, but you made a great point. They've been doing that shit the whole time and got the nerve to call us lazy. All you niggas been doing is managing us, our labor. Supervisor here. Yeah, and I'm talking to you white people. I'm calling y'all niggas. All y'all niggas been doing is managing us. Y'all ain't doing no hard labor out there. We did all the hard labor. And they don't want us to reach the managerial level. Black Americans deserve to be on the supervisor. The white people should be kicked back in their mansions, chilling, and we should be the damn managers. You see, but they don't even want us to have that level of power. Nah, y'all niggas gonna do manual labor from sun up to sundown until your ass die. All right. Go ahead, bro.
Absolutely, D. That's definitely a thing. See, they deliberately do this to make us be at odds against each other. Just like, once the Africans and Caribbeans come over here and they have their certain expectations of us once they get here, Let's be real. At least I know growing up as a child, we were looking at the commercials and stuff like that of them showing the poor Caribbeans, the poor Africans and stuff like that. So when they come over here, we automatically assume that they are, this is a cancer baby, or they grew up with no lights, or they had no tools. We had our ways of how we thought of them too. Right. And I would say we probably didn't necessarily mean no harm by it, but that's what was, we were indoctrinated to think.
Great word. Great word.
For
Go ahead.
them. And I think it's the same when it comes to them with us. Pretty much it's just a big misunderstanding.
Hurt people. And when they hurt us like that, when our Caribbean immigrant brothers and our African brothers came over here, that's when you get the African booty scratcher jokes and all that. We hurt people. Listen, party people, y'all need to understand this, and I'm sure a lot of y'all do. The people they put over our ancestors were the roughest, thuggest. They were like the bottom of the white world. When they brought those people over to America from Scotland, those are the people, even white people look down. I had a redneck neighbor that tell me one time, he said, Taj, he said, my daddy taught me, he said, if you gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough. And that's what they're known for. That's
heavy in the South.
So you
even the white ones, people, they say that a lot. For real. That's heavy in the South.
So Jamie, this your first time hearing me say that, and you can relate to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to the point, that's who they put. That's equivalent to us putting all of our hoodlums, gang bangers, all of our thugs over. They say, and we don't desire or strive to get revenge on them like that. I know my people. That ain't what it's about. But just for conversation's sake, imagine if the roles did reverse. That would be us saying, okay, the Bloods, the Crips, the Vice Lords, the GDs, who I'm missing, Jamie? We're going to put all our thugs over the white people. Y'all keep their ass in line. That's what they did to us. Do your history on the white world. The people they brought out of Scotland, even the Irish, when you go through the police departments, a lot of those guys are Irish. They're tough too. I don't know who's known for being more tough out of Ireland and Scotland. But that's where they come from. And that's why they love, I made this point before, I'm gonna make it again. That's why they love Trump so much, because Trump is one of them that did it the best. That's one of us who went to New York City and did well. Not went to New York City because Trump was born in New York City. But he's like the redneck that took over New York City. Or the orange neck, if you want to call him an orange neck. But the point I was making was, imagine that. Y'all can't even imagine that. Imagine us being the slave masters, and we got the Bloods, Crips, Vice Lords, GDs, who are missing. And we got them, they're the overseers. Like
them the main ones.
Huh?
I said those are the main ones.
Right, those are the main ones. So so the people who not out there in the field, we in the houses, but we got keeping everybody in check. That's pretty much what they did to us, our ancestors. I played football with rednecks. Them some tough people, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's who you want on your line. I played quarterback. Don't nobody block for you like them motherfuckers. They pain freaks, not just ain't one size fit all statements. I'm just sharing my experience of being around them, growing up and stuff like that. That's it.
So, DeMarcus, no, I haven't been to Afghanistan. I haven't. In my case, though, my parents didn't do that cultural cliche thing. I had a lot of Black American aunties and uncles that were my parents' best friends. Yeah, so this is another thing. I think we covered this on the Black Chat Chronicles.
My bad, Jamie. All in what you know about the NOI. All in, Jamie. You know, all in. All in. Let me find out. All in say add the NOI and the Black Panthers to them too. They would crumble. That's a fact. That's a fact. So we'll have the NOI and the Black Panthers overlooking the Bloods, Crips, Vice Lords, and GDs as they. And I don't even want to put that psychology out there because I know a lot of our fellow white citizens believe that's what we want, and that's not what we want. We could do a survey through Black America, all 40 million of us, and we're going to tell you, man, we're not looking to get y'all back. We understand our punishment came from being disobedient to the creator of this universe. That's where our punishment. Now y'all went a little too far.
Hey, I'm going to tell you this, though. I'm going to tell you this. According to the Bible,
Uh-huh.
it says we gonna whoop they back in.
It does? I
It
need
does.
that receipt, Jamie.
I gotta find it
So
for
that's
you.
why
But
they
I'm
fight
gonna
for
find
your
it for
life.
you and send it to you. I can't quote it in the back of my head right now exactly where it's at. But yeah, it's a scripture that talks about that. Say we gonna whoop their ass.
All in, since you had the courage to put NOI in the comment section, I was about to say this earlier and I caught myself. I grew up under those teachings. I never became a registered member. I never converted. I'm more of a Judah Hebrew Israelite than I am a Muslim. A lot of people think I'm Muslim. I'm not a Muslim, but I did grow up under the teachings of NOI. And that's what, at a young age, that's what broke me out of white acceptance. So I'm glad you put that in the comment section. And I grew up throughout my life never seeking white acceptance because of the teachings I learned from Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, Prime Minister Farrakhan. And I never joined. Those my brothers and sisters, I love them. MGT, GCC, the FOI, all of them. I love that whole organization. And I learned a lot from them. So shout out to you all in for even knowing about that. All in say put NOI and the Black Panthers up in there. Go ahead, Jamie. That's how I was, all in. She said her grandfather had friends in all groups. That's kind of how I was. Understood, Taj. I respect those groups more than the usual black church. That's so true. Yeah, you're right about that. I grew up and
I think we all can, at this point, we all probably can relate to that. Like, I'm not a super fan of the NOI, but if I had to choose between them and the Christian church, absolutely I'm going with them.
Right on. I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, we just vibing right now, y'all. We done gave y'all the news of the day as far as that Chicago suburb, Evanston being they made history, the first city in the nation to provide. They didn't just pass reparations. They're already providing $6 million to 300 recipients for home mortgage payments, first-time home buyer, not loans, grants. DeMarcus, let me see what DeMarcus got now. Do you think that the U.S. is turning into a great question? DeMarcus, finally, bro, because I'm like, DeMarcus be asking some throwed off questions sometimes, but that's a cool question, DeMarcus.
Yeah, I always
do you think?
Yeah, I do that.
Do you
DeMarcus
think that the U.S. is turning into? DeMarcus, that's a great question. Do you think that the U.S. is turning into a third world country? It was when the Democrats was doing what they were doing, bringing all of those. And you know what? We can expose it now. They were doing that because they're afraid of the whites in the South. And they didn't know how to break that up. Remember, that's the only group of people that ever tried to overthrow this government. This government, the United States is about to be 250 years old next year. Next 4th of July, this nation will be 250 years old. And there's only one group that ever tried to overthrow this government, and their descendants are still living in all those red states you see when election time come around. So to your question, DeMarcus, what the Democrats were trying to do, emphasis on trying, because they didn't succeed. That's why Trump getting them it was about to be a third world country. And so that's why Trump pushing them people up out of here, because that's what it was turning into. White society, those people were very intelligent. And they know that this country is becoming a majority country. This is what Black America needs to get prepared. It's going back to America was built on Black and white people. You're going to have the Latins mixed in here and there, but this country really is Black, white, and that's why it's time for us to have that conversation, and let's be honest with each other. White people tell like about us, we gonna know what we don't like about y'all, but we're pretty vocal about what we don't like. Y'all kind of keep that shit in the closet, and let's get that shit out in the open. If y'all don't want to be around us, cool. That's only gonna hurt the feelings of Black people who want white acceptance. I've been going long enough. Go ahead, Jamie. I hope that answers your question, Marcus. Yes, it was becoming a third world country, and that's why. Damn, man, I got so much information to pour out. Go ahead, Jamie. I'll get back to it.
Hey, I'm not tripping about it.
Bro, that's why Trump got elected. The MAGA people wanted to teach the establishment a lesson. The establishment, which are career politicians, were not listening to the MAGA base. Those people felt unheard. So they found a guy who was popular enough and who understood, who empathized with their pain, and they taught the Republican Party a lesson twice. And don't ever forget, in 2016, Trump slapped around 17 Republicans on stage in front of the whole world, embarrassed them all. And his base, the MAGA base, did that on purpose. That was their intention, was to teach them a lesson. Oh, y'all want to ignore us? We'll elect somebody who's not even a politician. So that's why they don't care about none of that stuff about Trump pass and having all these bankruptcies and all this other stuff. I don't even care to strain my brain to remember. They like, yo, that we're teaching you guys a lesson. We don't care he's a felon. And they did it twice.
That's why, Farrakhan, it's crazy. I was talking about it, right? Farrakhan actually spoke on this. And he was saying, he even told us that black people need to stop trying to be so strong against Trump because everything isn't a negative. He has some things that are going to be very beneficial to us because for the first time, we have a president his enemies is our enemies. Because he's like the same people that be creating narratives, lying on our people and mistreating us are the same people that's trying to prosecute him and create, these stories about him. He calls it the fake news.
Right.
It was funny as hell when I heard it. But it's the truth though. Like, even if he's not intentionally doing it for us, the benefit is he has to get rid of them because they're his enemy too.
That's right.
That's what Farrakhan was saying. And to address your comment or experience, she's absolutely right. Me personally, I couldn't tell you the last time I gave a church a dime of my money.
Jamie, you know what I do? I give my money to the people in the church. When I pay tithes, I look at somebody who look like they might need it. I go give them the $10, $15 to $20. But back to what you were saying.
My aversion of giving back to the church, or if contributing, is maybe giving it to the homeless, giving it to children. Like whenever I see children on the streets, for me, selling candy, selling clothes, whatever they selling, whatever they asking price for it, because some of them be absolutely busting your head. Like I was, it's funny experience where I was just talking to her about this. I had a girl that it was a little girl. She came. It was in Burbank, Taj. She was selling candy bars. You know them candy bars that we used to sell back in the day, the thin ones, the little chocolate bars.
Yeah.
That we used to sell for maybe $1 to $2. That girl was selling that shit for $20.
Good God.
Thank God, girl. But I gave her the $20. I didn't even want the chocolate bar. I gave her the $20. That's me paying my tithe. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I'm
not going to give it to these churches that's lying every damn Sunday, capping, and then the big churches. Now the smaller church is different because I think the difference is even if they may not be, 100% accurate on everything that they're teaching, I believe the smaller churches actually believe in what they're saying. The big churches know that shit is scam, know that it's a lie, and they're deliberately scamming people out of their life. So that's why it's no support when it comes to them.
That's right. The church never there when she needs them. That's a fact. I've heard that story so many times. I look forward to the comment section every week, Jamie. I ain't gonna lie. I like vibing with y'all. Let me see here. That's from Support Game in 2026. Supports all in. Support. She hoped the church would do right once she gives from her heart. That's all God sees. That's a fact. Taj, I love balance because at times I feel that we as people too rigid. I hear that. Hezekiah T. That was from DeMarcus, by the way. DeMarcus Bond. All in. Okay, that's all in. Chopping it up. No, that's support game and chopping it up. All in. I think I'm gonna have to get my barber in here one day. Yeah, that's what's up. And on that note, I mean, Jamie, you know, I think we have some dope clips on some of these shows. And Jamie, I do my own version of editing. I know how tedious editing can be, but man, if we can get some people to help you out with that editing, once we start breaking these lives down into like, that's what's really winning.
So speaking of which, with the editing, right? You know me, I'm always trying to find a way to make stuff easier, and if I can save that money, I will. So it's crazy. ChatGPT just did a new quick update, and they got it so because with this platform through StreamYard, you know, they capture the transcript. So what I can do is cut it within the sections, like the 4 topics that I have, and then download the transcript, put it up in ChatGPT, and what it'll do is it'll highlight key moments of the transcript and say, cut it here, cut it there. And all I gotta do is go straight to the editing software and just cut it directly there, and boom, it'll be quick and easy. So it's about to get, you know, I'm about to start using that, and I can, you know, cut out the middleman and not pay for these editors.
I hear that.
I
hear that. That's all right. So I look, because I know that's what a lot of other podcasts do, and that's, you know, everybody attention span short. So people, that's the first thing I look at is the time. I'm not gonna lie. And when right before, you know, I know we kind of promoted it, but he's big enough. Shannon Sharp got Memphis Bleak on his show, and I was checking that out. And I know he break it down in clips, and that makes it easier to process and digest when you ain't got to sit and watch the whole 2 hours and stuff like that.
Right.
But, yeah. Back to the
and I think it also motivates, because on YouTube space, at least, you know, the longer them watching your longer segments give you the most money. But I think when you know, make the shorter clips, it makes it more intriguing, because, you know, like people are like, oh shoot, I like this segment and stuff like that. And if it's something that they want to see the whole thing to, that'll make them want to go back and find the whole episode and watch it. But if they just see the whole episode at once, and like 2 hours, like, that's too long, I ain't gonna watch it. You know, that's what I feel like most people do.
That's real. D, what part of Africa you from? Let me go back to that other. What part of listen, I live in Los Angeles. I went from Hollywood, Florida to Hollywood, California. I've never said this on this show. That's why my last name is Hollywood. I was born and grew up in Hollywood, Florida. And then I moved to Hollywood, Los Angeles. So that's what the Hollywood is not because I'm trying to be a movie star. I'm actually born in the city. If y'all ever heard of Hollywood, Florida, it's right between Miami and Fort Lauderdale. This is South Florida. D, I'm saying that to say, in South Florida, there's a lot of Caribbeans. My childhood home, we had Jamaican neighbors. A lot of friends. I got people I grew up with, you know, that's from the Caribbean. So what Caribbean island and what African nation your heritage come from? And while all right, so DeMarcus, but we're not talking about power, right? Hey, Jam, you got a crew, man. You got a nice squad, man. Your people be on it. Just say, DeMarcus, we're not talking about power right now. Support gaming, DeMarcus. So you obsessed with the show? Hey, I look forward to this, man. All right, so D say I give to charities instead. Buy food for someone asking. Absolutely, I'd rather buy you some food than give you some money. So we got that in common, D. It's better to do more for humanity, not pay the pastor's home mortgage. Solid. All right, so speaking of Jamaicans, you know that a lot of them are mixed with Cuban. That's my first time ever hearing that, Hezekiah. And a lot of them
are mixed with Chinese, actually, in Jamaica now.
All right, so D-Dad from Ghana. Wow, out of all places, D, your people from the country that put us through The slave castles, D. We ain't gonna hold it against you, D. All right, so D dad from Ghana, mom from Guyana. That's a cool mix. Wow, that's interesting, man. Guyana is in the Caribbean, right? D, I will say this about Ghana. Now, y'all over there making money off that slave castle that y'all put us through. I think we should be getting a little something. Hey, give us some free flights over there or something. It was called the point of no return, which means we're not supposed to go back there. But, you know, we know, Black Americans know that y'all still making money off that slave dungeon that we was put in before some of us was brought over here. Not all of us. The ones that was the Israelites that did go through that dungeon. But we ain't gonna hold you to that. Hezekiah say, speaking of Jamaicans, you know that a lot of them are mixed with Cuban. Hezekiah, I grew up in South Florida around a lot of Jamaicans in South Florida. I've never heard that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm gonna definitely have to fact check that. I got some of my childhood friends with Jamaican. Yes, Chinese, Native American, and Cuban. My best friend is Jamaican, and his great-grandfather is Cuban. That's interesting. I know Bob Marley's father was he wasn't Cuban. He was white. If you think of it, some pastors took on same role as the whites who were lying to us during. I fully agree with that. All in.
Look at the story of Nat Turner, how they had him doing it. He was a preacher.
He flipped.
And they was lying to, getting him to lie to the other people to keep them under the same condition that they was in until he finally was able to shake that bullshit up.
That's right. That light bulb went off. Nat say, man, the hell with this. Nat say, you know what? This book sound like it's talking about.
I think he cooked. You breaking up like crazy now.
The church is, you know, it's to the. I'm not going to even get into all that exposure. I don't want no smoke in the church, so I'm gonna hold that for another time. Do you feel that Black pastors deserve? Marcus' question be interesting, man. Do y'all feel that Black pastors deserve reparations? Jamie, I'll let you answer that one.
I mean, in my opinion, yeah. Even though a lot of them are finessing their ass out, I mean, I don't see why they should be exempt from it.
Right.
They still have ancestry that went through the same conditions that we went through, and for the ones that is doing a lot of that's doing the finessing, the reason why they're doing the finessing is because of the condition that they were put in.
Right.
Due to, they were like, man, I'm getting tired of struggling and doing and stuff like that, so I'm just about to finesse like everybody else doing. So yeah, I think they do deserve it, but absolutely they should be held accountable for their actions.
Agree. Now I scrolled up and we kind of overlooked this, but I think we should read it. Hezekiah said, yeah, Trump exposing a lot of the BS the U.S. government is doing. And Hezekiah, but our people, we got to get out our feelings. Like Jamie made a great point earlier. And then somebody else put right above Hezekiah support gaming, put the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And we got a question mark behind that, but no, that's a well-known phrase. And if we could see some benefits out of what Trump is doing, listen, I know people get on me about that by stopping mid-sentence, but them thoughts be. So the reason some Black Americans was hella cold-hearted when the ICE raid deportation started, and some of us went to chanting "Ice, Ice, Baby," because we felt like that was karma on a universal level. So to all the Caribbean immigrants and the African immigrants who came over here looking down on us, treating us like a doormat, we felt like that's karma on the universe. The universe don't miss. You can fool people, you can't fool life. And we feel like okay, yeah, show them they ain't special. That's how a lot of us felt. Because I grew up the way I did, I may have had a little more sympathy, not empathy, but sympathy. But a lot of Black Americans across the country was cold-hearted with that shit. Like, nah, that's what y'all ass get for coming over here thinking y'all better than us. And so that's a wake-up moment. Just eat the humble pie. The only problem with humble pie, it ain't got no sugar in it. It ain't that bad. It's still good for you though. Take it. You got it, Jamie.
So support said that's why I don't trust the churches anymore. Jesus turned the tables in anger for The same thing these churches are doing, scamming people out of money, and they never actually teach anything about the Bible except for they want us to, what they want us to hear is never what we need to. That's the truth. Like they deliberately do that. They only talk about the same little patches over and over, like over and over again, all the things that make you feel good. And unfortunately, I'm sorry, I gotta go this way, but in the church today, majority are women. I'm just keeping it above. They officially said the black men stopped going to church. Why? It's because of what support is talking about. They always only catering to folks' feelings. Who cares about getting their feelings boosted up? The women. That's why they're there, and we left. We like, fuck that.
All in woke as hell. And I mean, everybody is too, but the comments all in say them pastors got the 501c3 and all in. I was gonna touch on that earlier. But I got to be careful, y'all, because the truth is becoming dangerous. Everybody know whether you was for him or against him. Everybody, we're still in the wake of what happened to Charlie Kirk. And moving forward, thought leaders do have to be more mindful and just thoughtful. So to your point, all in, that's why they do what they do, Jamie. Because of that 501c3, there's some connections to that 501c3 I don't want to get into. And Jamie, remember we had that conversation about why, I will say this, why is Jesus' name in all caps? I'll give y'all a hint, and you got to go do your own research to find out why. Why is Jesus' name in all caps in that Bible? It's a reason. Mm-hmm. And like I say, I'm not trying to become no target, for certain things. There's certain things I'm willing to sacrifice my body for, but I do want to be thoughtful about what I put out there. You know what I'm saying? And but all in, I can tell by your comments, you up on it. And that 501c3 is a key reason why they do what Jamie said. They only preach certain talking points from the scripture. Go ahead. G.E. Patterson from Memphis. Jamie, you familiar with G.E. Patterson from Memphis? Was a great preacher who taught the truth, not prosperity.
I'm guessing that's the one that he's talking about. They were speaking against the he was actually one of the pastors. Actually, I think he actually passed away. And it's it honestly, they made it look like it was some kind of natural bullshit. I believe they may have did something to him because he was actually preaching against voting for Kamala and stuff like that. If we're talking about the same person.
So here's D. Hey, y'all going ham. We might have to, if we ever run out of reparation information, I guess we're gonna pivot to this spiritual, cause y'all going ham on this spiritual talk. Let's go with Hezekiah. Jesus was the slave ship that brought our ancestors. That's a fact. That's Jamie. Well, I can't say it's a fact, but Jamie, to the show we had.
Well, the founder of Kojic, because my family is Kojic. The founder of Kojic is Bishop Charles Lee Mason. You're talking about the person that's currently over it now. I'm assuming, because I stopped following it.
I gotta read this comment by D. Hezekiah, I hear what you're saying, and I'm familiar with that. Jesus was the slave ship they brought our ancestors on. I'm familiar with that. Jamie, I would love to hear your thoughts, whether it's now or later, because you're saying there's no documentation of any slave ships. But I have heard about what Hezekiah just put. Let me get to D real quick, then I'll pass it back. D say, because I really want to address this. And they tell women, I never knew this, D. They tell women, forget about a man, turn to God, he will provide. And I believe church should be, now here, I'm talking to the church now. When I say the church, I'm talking to the black church. If y'all want to boost y'all numbers back up, y'all need to incorporate some sort of, I think they call it couples ministry. Y'all, so instead of doing what D is saying y'all doing, because D is saying that, and they tell women, forget about a man, turn to God, he will provide. That's just, so let's debunk that real quick, D, and then pass the mic back to Jamie. The Creator said, It is not good for man to what? Y'all know the rest. It is not good for man to be alone. So that totally debunks what they're telling y'all in church. And if they embrace the couples ministry more, if they embrace matchmaking more, I believe people will start going back to church, because church, as Jamie said, is a great place to go to find a lady. That's where they are. But then we get told, nah, yo, we don't want you coming here just to find a girlfriend. What's wrong with that? Damn. No, whether if I stay or not, who cares? You know what I mean? I'm not going to take her out to church. But yeah, I think the church should some way, somehow incorporate matchmaking and couples ministry. That's it.
Well, this is the thing. The reason why there's teaching and pushing that in the church today is the women are the number one consumers of pretty much anything. Like when it comes to spending, women spend way more, and they're way more likely to donate when it comes to certain things, especially when you're catering to their feelings. It's just the truth. So that's why they're telling them forget about the man, because if you have a man, the man is gonna direct you like, nah, this is some BS. The man is gonna lead them away from the scam that they're trying to run. So they're like, nope, keep that man out the way and keep listening to me. I'm the only man you should be listening to. And then like I just said, like, if you pay attention, all of these type of organizations and stuff like this, their number one fan base are women. Like when folks just come out with products in general, they make majority of it cater to women. Why? Because women are the number one people that's likely to spend and buy from you. So it's the same with the church. They're like, even though we lost the men, we don't care. We're still getting our money.
They still getting their money religiously every Sunday. And they don't want a man.
Oh, you talking about G.E. Patterson. I know. Yeah, I know who you're talking about, Ali. Yeah, I know.
It came to you. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we used to go to his church sometimes as when I was a child. Yeah. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Hezekiah say his actual name is Joshua. Hezekiah, I would say Emmanuel. And the reason I say Emmanuel, because we got scripture receipts to prove it. So I like to say this to people, Hezekiah, and I'm not disagreeing with you. I could rob with Joshua as well. But if you was to go to your great-grandmama's Bible and try to, or your grandmother's Bible, I'm saying this in general. I'm not sure. Both of my grandmas are gone. So I'm saying this hypothetically for anybody. If you was, and I've done this with my grandma when she was here, where I've shown her grandma Jesus' Hebrew name was Emmanuel. And there's 2-3 scriptures in the Bible where you can show the name Emmanuel. One of them is Isaiah 7:14. The other one is Isaiah 8:8. And then you got now the transition where the Church of England made their pivot. I'm closing my eyes so I can pull these thoughts out. It's Matthew 1:23. After Matthew 1:23, they no longer reference the Hebrew name of Emmanuel. So I'm not disagreeing with you, Hezekiah, but it's easier to prove that Jesus' Hebrew name was Emmanuel because it's in our grandmother's Bible. If you try to tell your grandma that his name was Joshua, she gonna ask you, okay, well, show me that in this Bible. I can show my grandma Emmanuel name in that Bible. You can't show our grandmother's Joshua name in that Bible. And you know how religious and powerful our grandparents were when it came to Jesus. They're not letting Jesus go. So the only chance you got is showing them the name, showing them the evidence in the book they're attached to. So that's what I'll add to that. All right, let me see here. Yeah, DeMarcus, I can rock with you on that. God is an acronym for gold, oil, diamonds. That's why I choose the term the creator of the universe. Because God, over time, there's been 3,000 different gods recorded throughout human history. Can I say that again in English? Over the course of human history, there's been 3,000 documented different gods. So when you say God, which God are you talking about? Which God are you referring to? There's only one creator. There's only one life. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I choose the term creator. Back to you, Jamie.
People from Afghanistan told me that lowercase.
All right, All In say he was head of the Kajik. Kajik is big. I think my grandma was Kajik. He was head of the Kajik, that's Church of God in Christ, correct? Yep. Yeah. Which has changed now. All right, Hezekiah then tried to seduce those women. Yeah, it's a scam. I hate to say it, but a lot of those churches are scams.
Yeah,
imagine a woman, a lady, I'm not going to say a woman, a lady should be able to go to her pastor and say, Pastor, I have everything I want in life. Pastor, she has a good job. Pastor, she has a nice car. Pastor, she has her own place. Pastor, she's missing somebody to spoon with, to cuddle with at night. And she's not talking about no booty call, Pastor. And because you blocking the dudes out of church from coming to church to get them a good woman, these women are not complete. And the pastor, rather he flirt with you or send you one of his deacons, than say, man, let them brothers come into the church, even if they are only coming for a good woman. Hopefully that woman can hold strong and make sure his heart is connected to God or connected to the Creator in order to win that woman over. We should definitely be able to go to church to find a good woman. And I'm telling you, the numbers will go up. Let the church say, hey, we got some good women in this church. We are going to vet the men that come through here. Pookie and Ray Ray ain't just about to come. Pookie and Ray Ray with 6, 7 baby mamas ain't just about to come up in here and, and turn one of our. Take it from there, Jamie.
God is the title. Like Lord is the title of certain Bibles I've seen had the greatest personal name taken out. Is that exactly? The church should be the best place to meet someone, but according to my 2 to 3 weekly attending friends, it's been the worst place for a while now. Well, they say that them church girls, and them church dudes be the worst. That's what I be in.
Bro, the black church is for, I probably could say the Christian church, but I could say the black church with more confidence. The black church is falling off just like the Democratic Party.
That's the reason why, is because a lot of them are bought and paid for by the Democratic church. Look at TDJ and the shit that he's into. Joel Einstein. What's the name of that other lady? All of them lean Democrat. And this is another thing that's really, really weird and crazy to me. If this don't tell black people that we need to get off the damn Democratic plantation, I don't know what would. Every time one of our great celebrities gets into trouble, think about this. Every time they get into trouble, whether it's something dealing with some sexual allegations, something dealing with children, something dealing with domestic or whatever, pay attention that all of them are the same people that back these high political Democratic people. TDJ, Diddy, Tyler Perry, all of these people that be coming up with these crazy cases and stuff. Will Smith, all of them, they all lean that way. I'm just pointing out something that folks need to pay attention to. All that super weird stuff that these people get into, and you later on be like, dang, they was doing that. They all lean that way. So that should tell you something. But we don't catch it.
All in once again. All in say COVID wiped the church clean.
Yes, I was just reading that one too.
And you know what? This is my opinion. I want to hear and read y'all's too. COVID made people realize the only thing that's required is your mind. And we were able to go to church online, and all you needed to bring was your mind and soul, not your body. So all this time, they've been using the excuse of the building fund. No, y'all come and pray. Yeah, social gathering is important. I don't want to minimize that. We could do that at a picnic. But y'all get what I'm saying. So once people realize that, man, I can sit in the comfort of my home and I'm still being edified. I'm around my family. So there's a social gathering. And that's why, like you said, all in, it was wiped clean and it hasn't bounced back yet. That should tell the church something. They need to make some adjustment, some type of pivot. In my 2 cent opinion, you can let this go in one ear and out the other. They need to embrace. People are suffering out here. People are socially suffering out here because they can't find nobody. They can't find a good person. What better mediator to have than the church? Now, I'm all for the pastor saying, Charlene, I don't know about that guy. You know what I mean? So vet your guy through church. But the church will have to embrace that culture of people meeting.
Y'all might call me DeMarcus. They may call me misogynistic for this, but absolutely not. I'm just gonna go ahead and answer your question. Absolutely not. It contradicts itself. The Bible says you can't be a pastor as a woman. So how are you going to be trying to be a pastor teaching people the word and you're going against it? Don't even make sense. And then on top of that, even if you go through deep up in the Bible, like that's what I'm saying, people only teach certain scriptures that's basically the common one that everybody knows about. If you went to the church to some degree, you know about it. But like it even tells you, once you have a husband, women, you're supposed to go through the man to reach the Father. It says that. I'm sorry. It says you are over the children. The man is over you.
Yeah.
And the man answers to Christ.
That's right.
And when it comes to prayer, the man is the one that prays for his family to reach Christ, to reach the Father. So how can a woman be a pastor if that's the case?
I'm staying out of that one. I've heard some debates about that, so I'll stay out of that. I don't have enough knowledge to speak on that one. But Jamie, I think most of what you're saying is you're spot on. I know that's a debate about women bishops and pastors and stuff like that. So I'm not that.
Now women can be. Now I'm gonna say this: women can be a good speaker. They can be a prophet. I can see that. Yeah, they can be that. But like the thing is, and I think women would be so much stronger if they would embrace this. Is that you're so much stronger when you accept what your essence truly is, like what you're truly put here to do, because femininity is powerful. And I think the world has fooled our women to believe that you got to be masculine to be powerful, and you don't.
Agree.
Women, when you are the right feminine woman, you can get a man to do damn near anything you want him to do.
A lot of them do.
That's the problem, and I think our women don't understand this no more. You ain't gotta. You better do this. You stupid baby. That's gonna make him want to get buck with you and treat you like a man because you're acting like one. If you come to him like, "Hey,
right
baby, I think you should do it like this and stuff like that," I was looking at this and that, and you talk to him nicely and soft and stuff like that, that nigga ain't gonna. He ain't gonna even if you are finessing him, he ain't gonna even realize that you finessing him because you don't put it on him so good in a feminine manner that he accepted now. So I think our women need to embrace femininity more. And I do understand that they think, for the time they say, it's harder to do it because of the men are weaker. 100% agree with that. The men are weaker now. But I'm still just saying, like, what I'm saying? Still try your best to, embrace your feminine energy. You'll get way more out of it.
Indeed, agreed. All in, and made another point I was gonna make earlier in response to I think that was DeMarcus or somebody who was saying, let me go ahead and find the okay, here we go. It's support gaming. We supposed to come to church to actually learn about God and be taught into making changes. We here for a concert and theatrics. That's true, DeMarcus. And I'll use All In to respond to that. And I always say this: Jesus was in the streets. I should be able to stop right there. I say this all the time. Mm-hmm. Jesus could have set up shop in one location and everybody would have came to him. He chose to go to the people. So to finish All In comment, Jesus was in the streets. I have much respect for street ministers who anoint, baptize those in the streets. And that's exactly what Jesus was. Jesus went to hood to hood. He went from hood to hood. And he could have, for the miracles he was working, he could have set up shop in one spot. And everybody would have came to him. So that shows that the church building is pretty much a racket. I hate to say it. No, I'm not trying to get myself in trouble before it's time. You know what I'm saying? I want to be on time, but the church is pretty much, it's a racket. Pastor had scripture. Humble me right now. Jesus never passed a collection plate. If anything, he passed out some
Who are you breaking up now?
So either the church, the black church, wake up, or they gonna fall like the Democratic Party.
We probably missed like your last minute that you just said because you were breaking up.
Yeah, that church hurt is serious. I meant we not here for theatrics. That's all I saw. Yeah, I support that support game, and I'm with you. And I wasn't trying to. I was juxtaposing All In coming to yours because when I read your comment and I was gonna come to it, but then I read hers and it kind of answered that me. But I'm glad you kind of came back and cleaned that up. We rocking with you. I meant we not here for theatrics. That's all I saw when I went to church as a child. I was theatrics. Put you on that. I never learned anything until I picked up the Bible on my own. We all on the same page. You, we all in. We on this. That's what first you read the Bible for yourself. The church is supposed to be the congregation where we come to fellowship, check on each other, see what we're lacking. Girl, what you need? And the girl, she's listening. Got somebody for you. I know him well. I don't think he'll do you wrong. That's what we're supposed to do. That's really all we're missing. Black America. What you got, Jamie? However, aside from occasional messy ones, I feel the right woman can be a pastor. In my opinion, they have more compassion and empathy. Women definitely have more compassion and empathy. So I agree with that part. I just don't have the script to prove to
I would have to disagree with that, but okay. I'm sorry, I would definitely disagree with that. Empathy? Absolutely not. Sympathy, not empathy.
Where we would have female directors. You can tell. I could walk on a set and I could tell it can sense the compassion and empathy coming through the PAs. The PAs is for production assistant. When it was a dude director, PAs was a lot more harsh, rude, almost rude. You could just tell it was a dude at the top. When it was I almost said mother, man, I should say mother. When it was a lady coming at the top, it was almost like a maternal trickle down. Where the PAs was a bit more, you know, they wasn't as, well, I can't think of the right word, but y'all get what I'm saying. So to your point, I just don't know if scripture supports a lady pastor. I have to get back to y'all on that.
I'm telling you right now.
Grandpa called the pastors jack legs. I got to find out what jack legs are. U.A.N, we about to blow U.A.N up, y'all. U.A.N TV This is why support game in 2026 don't give you super. Y'all off the chain. Y'all, hey y'all, we got to make U.A.N the next BET. We got to blow this thing up, and it starts with us. I'm all in. This is the platform, huh? Let's do what we got to do to help this platform rise, and everybody is documented as being here for the beginning stages. Y'all got receipts. I was there when U.A.N was just doing lives and doing, podcasts here and there. And we about to blow this thing up to a major network.
Hey, well, let's do it. I always remember my loyal supporters. I know that. I already know who they are anyways. DeMarcus stunting. There go that stunting you was talking about, Jamie. DeMarcus done stunted on support game into my. He always doing that. That's common. He does it every day.
Right, this is why support gaming don't give you super chat. Hey, it's rough out here, y'all. But if we stick together with that affinity thing, the sponsors gonna come, and then it'll be on Jamie to do the right thing once he go to getting them big budgets, them big production budgets and stuff like that to reward the people that help U.A.N get to that status.
Absolutely. But anyways, this is, I think we set another record. This is the longest morning show I've ever had. But hey, it ended up transpiring into a lot of very interesting topics. We covered reparations. We covered, Black liberation. We covered the Black church. We covered the lot. So, anybody want to get their last thoughts and questions out? We can go ahead and do that now. And we're getting ready to close it out.
My last thought would be, I would encourage all Black Americans across the country to have a lightweight celebration shot for accomplishing what we were told would never happen. Reparations is official in the United States of America, not by the United States. So it hasn't been done on a federal level yet, but it is done in the country. And then now it's just a matter of different cities and counties own reparations program to be the second. Now we're waiting to see who's going to be the second city or county to get it done. I'll bet I think LA gonna get it done next, because Asheville already kind of taking their tail to Trump when Trump sent that letter saying, "Hey, if y'all do this based on race, we coming at you." So the county Asheville is in, they already said, "Oh yeah, we backing down until we get this together." LA got reparations from the city level, the county level. Those three different governments. 3 different public governments, city, county, state. That's it. Y'all have a great week. I really look forward to Wednesday going through the section, chopping it up with Jamie. Y'all have a blessed rest of the week until we all meet again.
Yeah, Ollie, we're definitely gonna keep this thing up. This is gonna be something we're gonna keep doing these on Wednesdays, and then of course, on Sundays, the Black Chat Chronicles, that's gonna continue. And yeah, D, we're gonna have the U.A.N supper time for sure. You said YouTubers can have other people run their channel for them and they rotate. I think I may have heard something like that. But rotate as in like this YouTuber controls somebody else's YouTube channel. That's what you're.
That celebration shot don't have to be alcohol. It could be a ginger shot. Thanks for giving me a chance to put that in there. It don't have to be, if you don't drink, take a ginger shot. Done like all this said earlier. That's the win. It's a big, not challenge to all the other cities and counties to get their version up and going.
Like a partnership. I mean, I don't really know that much about that, but I guess you can do that.
Support game. YouTube is to a seminar a couple weeks ago, and YouTube has passed Disney and Netflix. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. This is my first time reading. I hear your channel rotate like a partnership. Okay. U.A.N Subathon. You have a great day. You too, all in. I really appreciate your thoughts, all in. We thank some of the.
Oh yeah,
this
support.
Yeah.
I definitely am.
Right. Streaming tonight. Jamie, you streaming tonight?
Yes, I am. That's why I was
you got a dedicated congregation.
Yeah, definitely will be alive tonight.
Time for myself. NTV and Taj. Let's grow, y'all. This right, so to speak. And this house small. So we're a congregation right now. So let's just continue to grow. Everybody invite somebody, just like churches do. Jamie, and the head pastor. You know, it's an honor to be with Deacon.
But yeah, though, I'm about to go ahead and close this out because I need to start, because I got a lot of lives that hasn't been edited yet. Like a lot of the segments haven't been out yet. Like the Black Chat Chronicles from last week, that one has been started on already. Like I got the other editor working on that one. But as far as my lives at night and some of these morning ones, I still gotta take care of some of them. So that's what I'm about to work on right now.
Y'all got to keep this segment going into a series. We will. With the support of the super chat in the comment section, we will. Got to check on Deacon Steven. Support game in 2026. Got to check on Deacon Steven. Who is Deacon Steven? And cover y'all topics. And it's all knowledge, y'all. We non-denominational people bring their truth, and the truth trumps all. Let the truth reign supreme. That's how you know none of the religions got it right, because if one of them had it all the way right, the other ones wouldn't matter. Think about that. If one religion had the objective truth, the other religions wouldn't have a reason to exist. So that's, hey, let's make it the truth, let's put the truth at the top.
But all right, though, I think that's I'm about to go ahead and close it out. Like I said, work on these edits, and I'm gonna catch a lot of y'all later on tomorrow.
All right, James. Until next time. Y'all have a good rest of the day, y'all. Same to you, D, and everybody else. I appreciate everybody. Much love. All right, Jane. I'm out.
All right.
Y'all have a good day. Support